So today what we'll be making is sweet potatoes, and how we're going to do that is we're going to need 2 teaspoons of thyme, half a teaspoon of pepper, cup of maple syrup, because this is a Canadian way to do them, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt, and we have about a pound of onions there, and some sweet potatoes, and 5 strips of bacon. So we're going to chunk up the bacon, and we're going to cut up the potatoes into cubes and dice up the tomatoes, or I'm sorry, not tomatoes, onions right thin, and I'll bring you back. So with the bacon here, we're going to churn it on, and we're going to put it on medium heat, and we're going to cut up the chunks because it is cut up. I'm going to put a little bit of water in, and I'm going to cook the bacon, and I'll bring you back. What we're going to do now is we're going to, instead of using a bowl, now if you don't have a dish like this that goes in the oven and you want to use a cookie sheet, you can, and mix it up in a bowl. What we're going to do is we're going to add in our olive oil and our salt and pepper, and we're going to mix it up, and then we're going to put it in the oven and bake it at 425 is what we're going to put it on. And I'm just going to mix this up, and I'll bring you back. We're just putting them in the oven now, and I'll bring you back in 40 minutes. But you want to churn them and mix them up in 20 minutes. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our bacon, we're going to remove it and put it in a bowl, and we're going to keep the bacon grease in there because that's what we're going to use to fry the onions. So cut your onion slices, and we'll bring it back. We're heating up the grease, and we're going to add in the onions now. And we're going to cook them until they're soft and brown. 20 minutes has passed, and we're going to take the potatoes, and we're going to mix them up, and then we're going to put them back in for 20 minutes. Sorry about that. It's a little hot up in here. So we're just going to keep mixing them, and I'll bring you back after I mix them up. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove our onions from the skillet, and we're going to put them in this bowl here, and we're going to mix it up with the bacon. So I'm just going to continue to do that, and I'll bring you back. So we mixed our onions and our bacon together. So after we remove the onions and the grease, we're going to put the maple syrup in there, as well as the thyme, and we're going to bring it to a rolling boil, and we're going to reduce it. And then once we reduce it, what we're going to add in is the sweet potatoes that are roasting in the oven. It has 8 minutes left, so I timed it perfect. So we're just going to wait for the 8 minutes. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then we're going to add in the bacon, the onions, and the sweet potatoes, and we're going to cover it with the sauce. Our maple syrup is starting to boil, and we're just going to mix our thyme together, and we're going to reduce this till it's about, basically we're going to burn off about half the liquid. And we're going to keep stirring it for it doesn't burn, and I'll bring you back. First thing we're going to add in is going to be the onions and bacon. So now we're going to add in the sweet potatoes as well. Add in now is we're going to add in our sweet potatoes, which are right here. And I'm just going to stir them up before they get covered in the maple sauce. And I'll just bring you back. So it's time to stir this up, and I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like. So we have our sweet potatoes, our roasted rosemary potatoes, some asparagus, and some baked ham. And everything on my plate I made a video of over the past little while, so I'll include links at the bottom if there's anything here you'd like to make it yourself. So thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and comment.